Alright, so here it is all finished up, and let's take a close look at the scales. And we'll start with the show side scale, but really happy with how this black camo turned out. And I did slightly contour it, and I beveled the edges so it really exposes that cool layering effect. You get those cool lines. I'm really happy with how the CNC handled the slot opening for the axis lock, or the bar lock here, so it's perfectly straight. I actually used to do it by hand back in the day, but now that I have that CNC, it does it beautifully. I did chamfer these edges just so when you're accessing the bar lock, it doesn't cut your finger, where you get little pieces of carbon fiber. And one of the trickiest parts was to do the underside where the omega spring and the crossbar lock go through. So you have a deeper recessed area here for the crossbar lock. And then for the omega spring, you have this bigger or larger area. But this one was a lot easier since I did it by hand. And once I have this knife assembled, I'll tell you guys why I kept the original look or exposed area on the back end of the knife. So those are the scales. And this side obviously has the pocket clip. So I had to locate the holes, and then I actually found some extra hardware that was long enough to actually go through the custom pocket clip to reach into the liners to thread through, so tighten everything down. And let's take a look at the pocket clip, which I'm really happy with as well. So you get that really cool effect. I noticed the blade had a recurve, so I put just kind of a little recurved or clip point section in the pocket clip just to give it something unique. But that's pretty much it, so let's put it together and see what it looks like. So here it is all put together. I'm really pleased with it. I know that I say that with all my knives, but just really happy with this one. And one of the things that really stand out to me on the pocket clip, it definitely stands out against the scales since they're going in a different direction, but at certain angles it kind of just vanishes. Tension is good on it. I made sure to keep it pretty open to fit into some larger pans. And when it's deployed, I highly doubt the camera or the microphone can pick up the sound, but I did notice a slight difference in sound when it is deployed. It sounds more metallic-y, and that's probably because the natural mic card that was on here just kind of softened the sound, but definitely more metallic-y. It does have more of a bit of a ring to it, so it does sound really good. One thing I do like about these new scales is they are a little bit on the thicker side. So basically I took the thickest part of the original scales and just made sure to keep it that thickness all the way across, because I knew I was going to contour the scales, which makes the knife a lot more comfortable in hand. Feels really good. And I made sure for that custom clip to not be a bother, so that it just vanishes in the palm. And one of the things I really do like about the contouring is I made sure to keep in mind to contour especially around the axis bar lock buttons, if you will, or the mechanism, to pop out, to be exposed just enough to where it's comfortable and easily accessible with your fingers to obviously access the bar lock. And the reasoning behind leaving the back end exposed like the original is because just in case the pocket clip breaks, because there are accidents in this world, so if that does end up happening, there's always the option to create that little slit underneath the scale, just right under here, and the customer will be able to use the original pocket clip. So I left that as an option, but overall I'm pleased with it. But let me know down below what you guys think of how this thing turned out. Again, thank you for the support. I really appreciate you guys watching, and as always, I will see you guys on the next one.